I finally able to have a decent builds on all the three weapons in the game. And this is not a guide or deep dive on each weapon. This is just my thoughts on my experience on playing the game. When it comes to greatsword, of course, if you know me, that's my favorite. The offensive style of the greatsword is that you deal a great amount of damage with just charging your weapon. And when it comes to defensive, you can armor it. And actually, greatsword is more on the parry side, which I am surprised because I was taught that the parry side weapon would be the dual wield or even the spear, but I am actually okay with it with having parry mechanics on the great sword. When it comes to dual wield is probably the most offensive style I've seen on the three weapons because it deals a lot of damage, but it needs the phantom buff that you can use. But even without the phantom buff, the dual wield is also good for the offensive, and it's actually pretty fast weapon. And when it comes to the defensive side, it's actually pretty balanced. They have a decent amount of parry and perfect dodge. Overall, it's actually pretty good and it's actually awesome. The spear is actually more on dodging when it comes to defensive, but defensive is actually pretty unique because the spear has its own stance compared to other two weapons. They have no stance where greatsword is just charging. Dual wield is more on fast, but uh, spear has a moonlight stance. But actually, dual wield also have a stance, but it is only on specific weapon. Even though there's only three weapons in this game, I'm actually having a lot of fun and I'm actually okay with the amount of content it is because even though it has only three weapons, it is every weapon is unique on how you play it and how you want to use it. I just wish that I know I've said this before on my video, but I wish I can still use the main weapon I am using when I am using in phantom form because in phantom form you basically deal more damage and you are immune to ailments and you are undying on that one. So I guess I just wish the developers would actually do something about it so that the phantom form can be used often. But I do use the phantom form from time to time, like on the brutal attacks, or sometimes I just want to use the EI gated dash. For all the three weapons, for me the hardest learning curve that I have experienced is the spear because I it took a lot of time for me to learn about that weapon, even though I have the perfect stats, perfect not perfect build, just a decent build. But overall, spear was the best. I mean, spear has the most range of the three weapons. But yeah, actually, spear has the only ranged ability compared to the dual wield and the greatsword. Dual wield have a mid range projectile, but more like it's more of a melee anyway. But yeah, spear is probably the most hard learning curve for me. When I was trying the dual wield, the first time I had the decent build was like easy. I mean, not easy. It was also a learning curve, but it was not so hard compared to the spear. But of course, my favorite one, if you're gonna ask me, is always the great sword. I'm an axe guy or great sword guy or a weapon that deals more damage with one press of a button and charging. And of course, if you know me, I don't like do no damage playstyle. I do more of like tank everything or clash hits with the enemy.